mind of a hustler, hustler. Keep the mind of a hustler, hustler.
People off up in here real quick.
See if they gonna slide through.
Facts. You know, IG got to send them, let everybody know that we on right now. Let's see how many people come off in here.
Oh, man, we on the street dialogue, man. We in dialogue right quick. Politics.
For real. Give people a few minutes to come in and join shit. But how your day going?
Nah, it's smooth, bro. Coolest Saturday. Shit, business is per usual, bro. Ain't nothing. I gotta stay on the same program, bro.
Right. Let's see what's good. Okay, we about to go ahead on and get this thing going then. While we wait for people to come off in here. Thanks everybody for joining. Welcome to the show, Street Dialogue Podcast. And we have a special guest today on Casho. What's good, my brother?
What's the word? It's your boy Cash. You know what I'm saying? West Side native. You feel me? Houston shit. Let's get to it.
Facts. So go ahead on and introduce yourself for everybody that's watching, for all the fans that's out there that might not know who you are. Go ahead on and introduce yourself to the world.
Yeah. Yeah, bro, they call me Cash, bro. Casho. Originally from Arkansas. I grew up in Houston, West Side, Spring Branch to A-Leaf, you know what I'm saying? Just the whole West, bro. I love it everywhere, bro. The shit, I really been on this music shit for a minute. It really been my journey, but shit, I don't know, bro. I guess you could say I'm one of the typical ones out the H, you feel me? My music just kind of speaks to a little, you know, a broader base than the typical guy can reach to, you know?
Facts. So, you know, I like everybody to know a little bit about the guest. So tell us about your upbringing, you know what I'm saying, and what you went through. Give us a little backstory of everything, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, shit, I really been like, you gotta think, I'm one of the guys that's like a loner, I would say, right? I ain't really gonna be in the crowd, even though the crowd that I came from was kind of like these guys were known, you know what I'm saying? They was, you know, the guys of the neighborhood, right? So, being that I never had to actually get my hands dirty, you know, that kind of gave me a name, you know, just being around certain people. So that's kind of how, just to give you a picture of how I move through neighborhoods. Like I'm kind of a guy that's good through in a lot of neighborhoods, you know, not on no street politics and shit, but just like, yeah, him, like, you kind of know his face, you feel me? From hooping, from rapping, to just shit, interactions in the neighborhood, you know? So shit, I'm not really a group guy, you know what I'm saying? I'm kind of like a one man army, what they say. I'm always be by myself when I pull up, type of shit.
Right.
But yeah, bro, just being on the West, bro, the West side of Houston, bro, from goddamn Spring Branch to A-Leaf to goddamn shit to Harlem Clark too. You know, you get on the South Side and shit, South Post Oak. You know what I'm saying? All through that area, bro. So that's kind of like my play field, right? So that's kind of the area where I get out at, you know? That's kind of like my home. That's my stomping ground and shit. So all through there is where I've been at, you know what I'm saying? Anything that's going on with me, I'm kind of in those areas, you know? So even in my videos, if you look at my videos, a lot of people are like, damn, I know where that's at. Like, I do that purposely. I don't want to go nowhere where you don't know where it's at. I want you to feel like, oh, damn, I can relate to homie. And he in the same spot as me, in the same hood as me. So all that shit familiar, you know?
Facts. So growing up in your household, you know what I'm saying, as a youngin',
Yeah.
what morals was being taught in the household, and what did you learn growing up? You know what I'm saying? Especially being in the neighborhood that you grew up in, which was a rough neighborhood. Like what type of morals was you being taught growing up as a
Shit,
youngin?
I came up with mama and daddy in the house. You understand? Like, so I was structured. You feel me? When I come up, it was like you kind of I knew what a man was supposed to do. I was kind of emulating that as a youngin. You feel me? So it's like I was kind of structured. I feel like that's why I hung with an older crowd. I never really hung with people young as my age because I wasn't making those same type of mistakes. You know, even when I did start to make those mistakes, I was doing it at a higher level. So nothing was ever small to me. Um, but yeah, bro, I would always say I came out structured, bro. Like I came up with a dad. You feel me? I still got my dad. Like I just feel like I knew how to move. You feel me? I wasn't always in the box of. I didn't have a lot of mistakes to be made. You know, anything I had to do, it had
Right.
to be covered up because I had somebody watching me, or you know what I'm saying, looking out for me. You know, so hell yeah, a lot of mistakes that a lot of people would make, or I couldn't make it. So you know what I'm saying, it was no room for error. Shit, unless you risk getting in trouble, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And shit, when it came to a point to where you're like you still doing shit in college and you doing I ain't even finished college. Like I graduated high school and I went to college, but when you just doing shit like I feel like if I was just around a different crowd or wasn't trying to focus on doing certain shit, nigga probably I had the structure to do it. I had the structure to build anything bigger. So hell yeah.
Right.
Like that's kind of why I took to the older crowd.
Got you. So with the structure you was around, basically they made sure they guided you in the right way and made sure that, you know what I'm saying, you was on top of game. So you was really like older than what you perceived to be, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Because, you
they
know, they
took to
taught you
me
all the values at it. Right,
exactly.
right,
And
right,
I came with structure when I came outside, so it was like, oh, okay, bet you kind of past the average. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be on a different level with this.
So did you get into any trouble, even though you had the structure? I know you probably, sometimes people are a product of their environment. So was you a product, consider yourself a product of your environment growing up?
Exactly, exactly. Having the structure, but wanting to be outside. Like I didn't have a brother, right? So I'm outside looking
Right,
for a big brother, somebody who already so I don't have to make the mistake. Somebody who already, that's what I was outside looking for. You feel me? Because you know what I'm saying? You got to think when you got a daddy, your daddy going to tell you not to go outside. He going to tell you, oh, them jack boys. You know what I'm saying? He going to tell you, oh, you feel me? Stay from that side. But when you a kid and you go outside and ain't nobody supervise you, that's where we at. You know what I'm saying? We looking for all the bullshit you told me not to. So that's what's going to start it.
right, right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what's going to start it. So hell yeah, that's kind of hell yeah, all the bad shit. You know what I'm saying? It go from fighting, it go from robbing, it go from you know what I'm saying, from robbing to taking from motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? You know I took it. It comes to situations where okay, bet I'm from this section, this gang or this clique or whatever. You feel me? It kind of come with that. Even if I didn't do it, the dudes who did it is from where I'm from, and I got the face card over here. So that's kind of you feel me
Right.
my attention.
So the area you was in, what was the name of that area again that you from
Yeah,
in
so it go from
Texas?
Spring Branch to A-Leaf in Houston.
Okay. So you basically was off in Spring Branch, you say?
Spring Branch and in A-Leaf, all you know what I'm saying, all through the West.
Oh, so everything basically connected, huh? Spring Branch and
Goddamn,
A-Leaf, or they'll be
goddamn.
two separate hoods?
No. They two different. They two different sections. Like you got to. It's really I-10, and it's one side of I-10 is pretty much the same side as the other. Pretty much like I-10 just split them up, and then to get the A-Leaf, you gonna take all the way. You gonna go all the way down, damn near Derry Ashford. You feel me? You take Derry Ashford all the way down. You gonna hit the West. You know what I'm saying? A couple lights, you gonna hit the West real quick.
Got you. So when you describe your neighborhood, was there any violence in the neighborhood, street gangs? Like, what was particularly going on in the neighborhood that could influence somebody to be in the streets?
Um,
You know what I'm saying? Like growing up.
there's a whole bunch of I would say like robbing and shit. You know what I'm saying? But the type of shit was like they wasn't on those. We finna sneak and do it. Like nah, I want this nigga to know I'm finna rob this nigga. I'm running in this house and we still gonna be outside the next day. Like what he gonna do about it? You feel me? And it's
Right.
like them type of situations that make you be like, shit, you know what I'm saying? Am I gonna let you have it? My shit? You know what I'm saying? Or is this shit, you gonna react, you know? So it's kind of like shit. Those type of situations, it'll make you, it, shit, I don't know. I think it's more of an embarrassing tactic to me if you ask, like, shit, if you really a hoe, you gonna let somebody, you know what I'm saying, take your shit, then shit, just let it be that. Move away, or whatever the fuck, you know?
So
If you
basically, in
not,
your area, it wasn't nothing to be played with. You had to be 10 toes down. If you wasn't up on game, you most definitely could be prey out there.
yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't just say it's just all bad and hectic like that though. Like it just be situations that just a lot of back to back situations, you know, that'll just make it seem like, damn, this shit just is ugly, you know. But I know in certain
Right.
situations, this shit is way worse than what you know what I'm saying than where we was at. So you gotta think, like I said, somebody who come up with structure, bro. I ain't trying to see no bullshit when I go outside. I ain't trying to see no. I'm trying to kick it. You feel me? But you got motherfuckers who really like trying to take it there just for the fun of it.
Got you. So, what schools did you go to growing up?
I went to Stratford. I went to the same school. It was in the branch. I went to Stratford.
Oh, okay. And then the college, when you went to college, what college that was that
I
you
did
went
it.
to?
I did it a year at Blinn. I did a year at Blinn.
And what made you want to get out of college at the time? Was you heavy into music at the time? Like, what was the situation with that?
Yeah, nah. I wasn't taking school serious. That's why I got to that. I could have if I would have just buckled down and just wouldn't be focusing on the bullshit that was going on. You know what I'm saying? I could have had a whole different structure, you know. But yeah, I was already heavily influenced in music before even going to college, before even graduating. I had dropped my first songs, my junior year. So I was already building a name, a buzz, like before I even left out in
Got
music.
you. So, got you. So, what actually got you into music, and what is behind the name Casho? For
So
those
I
that don't
actually
know.
Nah, my uncle been rapping. He really got me on rapping since I was a kid. But actually taking it serious, like actually, I'm finna drop like this, finna release it as to the public. I ain't dropped it till like my junior year, but I've probably been rapping forever, bro. Probably like the 7th or 8th grade. I've been just freestyling on, you know what I'm saying, everywhere in the park or whatever. Like that's just something I've been doing. Casho, they call me Cash because I was a nigga with the money and I go put it in ones and try to make it look like a big ass stack. So I was always a nigga with a. I would say, you know what I'm saying. Back then I had some bread. There wasn't no bread though. I just had it in a lot of ones and shit. But that's why they start calling me Cash.
Right. As a young hustler, that's what we used to do. You know what I'm saying?
You feel me?
We'll
Try to
keep.
make.
You can
Yeah,
hear me? You back?
yeah,
All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, like I was saying, I added that. But like I was saying, as a youngin, especially when you out here hustling, we ain't thinking about honey. As long as we got money in our pocket, we good. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
bread business.
So that little stack, that's that little starter kit.
Yeah,
You feel me? So most definitely,
yeah,
I'm feeling you on that. Yeah,
right.
yeah, you stacking up that money because most people at that age, they don't even know the concept of money, and especially when raised in the hood, you gotta really know the concept of money, and sometimes we're offending for our.
Hey, it's your boy Bigger Rankin, man. One time for Golden Money Team Marketing. If you want any type of marketing, as long as it got something to do with music, any type of media, anything, hit him up, man. For real. He is the one. He is him.
To eat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Being in the situation we in.
majority of the time, people ain't taking care of nothing, so they ain't really got a need to be smart with the money.
Right.
A lot of people used to see me at work and threw me some dirt. A lot of people used to say it won't work, now they in reverse.
Okay. So
In reverse.
that song right there, all workout.
Nah. That's that no handout. Oh no.
That's
That's
that
all
no hand.
workout.
Yeah, that's all work.
Yeah, I
out.
got a
Hold on.
million songs. I love that song, though. I ain't gonna lie. I got so many bars
A
on it.
lot of people used to see me at work and threw me some dirt. A lot of people used to say it would work, now they in reverse. Many Draco shit inside of some many.
I'm most definitely feeling that right there. So, what was the concept behind that song? You know what I'm saying? And how did you come up with the idea for All Workout?
You ever had a call from your mama, or you ever had a call? I don't know if you got your parents. You ever had a call from your parents and they going through something, and you ain't going through nothing right now? You could send them some money. You could pull up on them, do whatever to make their day. I wasn't able to pull up that day, but I was able to. You know what I'm saying? It was inspiring me to make something my mama be able to listen to and know it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? It's all gonna be cool. That's that's it. You know what I'm saying? That's inspiration. It took me a while to find the beat, but when I found that beat, I was like, it kind of got that little church feel, just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? My mama would play that. You know what I'm saying? And just to hear my voice on it, I know she'll fuck with it. And if she listened to it, I know she'd be like, okay, yeah, baby boy on something. But the bars on it, shit, I'm just talking. That's me. You know what I'm saying? And you listen to the song, it's me, bar for bar, word for word, buddy. From the branch to the west, that whole song.
Right. Then you got that 9 months.
Really been ballin', I was starting in them lineups. I was hitting licks, sitting down until my trial come. 9 months later in the court, I got 9 months. If the dope good, give a sample like a trial run. I was down.
So 9 months. That's featuring Marley North. So who is Marley North? Before we get into the song, who is Marley North?
That's my mud brother, man. That's my doggy. You know what I'm saying? We go through it. We always come back, you know what I'm saying, be homies. That's my dog. Um, that's the homie from the north. I met Marley when I was a little one. You know what I'm saying? When I was a kid, he was rolling with my big cousin. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like he
Yeah.
older than me. You feel me? So it's like that let you know like okay, homie had respect for me when I was a little one. But Marley come from the north side, but he grew up in the west too. He grew up in the west. Um, Marley got a nigga. Marley Street,
How did
but
that
he quiet
how
though,
did
you
that
know?
collab come about?
Huh?
But by y'all growing up together, by that being your brother, how did that collab come about? Like what made
That was
y'all
like
want to go ahead on to do that song? Who created the concept behind that song?
me. I always create some shit with me and Martin. Like I always just, I'm an overworker, bro. I got a lot of work, so it's like I'm always be in the booth, and I just tell bro to slide up, push up. He always come through and put a verse down and shit. We came out that 9 months, but 9 months, that's like we got a lot of those, bro. That one just
Yeah.
9 months. We got a lot of those, bro.
And
Bangers too.
that's off the album Fuck You Pay Me.
Yeah.
So it's another one on the album. You got Benji Billion, Fake Love Flow.
See, Benji grew up in the West, in the branch for me. He from New Orleans. That's the sixth ward. That's my brother. You know what I'm saying? That's
That
my
Fake
doggy.
Love Flow.
Yeah,
Okay. So
Benji a cold nigga, man.
so where you know Benji from? He from around the way too?
Yeah, he grew up in the section with me.
Got
Yeah,
you. So y'all went to the same school, I figured. Growing up.
that's my day to day dog. He older than me, but he was
Okay.
like he like a year or so older than me. But that was like my day to day dog.
So
Everything
what is the
I'm
meaning behind
gonna
fake
tell you.
love? Yeah, so what is the meaning behind Fake Love Flow?
So
What's
that
the
fake
meaning
love,
behind that?
um, cause we didn't come up with fake love. It was something else. I just named it fake love because we both agreed that it could be called that. But that was something that me and Brody, I think my nigga Mickey Bates made that beat. Mickey made that beat, and I had put a verse on it. But he was there when I wrote it. He was there when I wrote my verse. So I'm like, man, I fuck with this. And when he heard it, he was like, nigga, that's us. You know what I'm saying? He was
Right.
already pretty much hinting he wanted to be on it. He like, bitch, that's us. He wasn't really giving me a choice. But hell yeah, that's pretty much that. And after I did my verse, he ain't do his verse for like 6 months. So shit, I really ain't know if he wanted to be on it. And shit, he ended up sending it to me one day, and it was what it was. We ain't had to do no edits or nothing. and shit. We just ended up changing the name of it. I ended up changing it to Fake Love Flow because it wasn't an actual song with a hook and all that, you know. So I just like we on that. But he was there when I wrote my verse, so he approved of it. He was like, "Nigga, I'm gonna put something on it and make it what it's supposed to be."
So we got Pimperelli featuring Hefe Strong. Let's listen to that real quick.
Yeah. See, Pimperelli, I was in my bag with it.
So that's Hefe Strong spitting right there. That's you.
I can't hear it. Play one more time. That's me.
Okay.
That's me. That's still me.
Got you. Got you. Got you.
Yeah.
So Pimperelli.
Yeah.
So how did you meet Hefe Strong, and how did y'all come up with that collaboration for Pimperelli?
Shout out Hefe Strong. That's my homie. Um, I I met Hefe before I left Blend. I I was hustling when I was in Blend. I had met Hefe through the grapevines, but I knew homie could flow. Homie from Baton Rouge. Homie hard too though. He tough with it. I ain't gonna
Oh,
cap. He
okay.
from Baton Rouge. Um,
Got
Homie nice with it and shit. I sent him some. I was in my bag with it. Really, I was like, this different from what I usually do. So when I made it, I was like, yeah, this different. But it got that ring that I know somebody with that hard flow going, you know what I'm saying, gonna do justice. When I sent it to Hefe sent it back probably about a day later, bro. He was already done with it. He ain't waste no time, bro. And shit, I just put my verse on the back of his and shit, put that bitch on the tape.
you. Got you. Got you. So Rude Music Group. Can you
Say it
tell
one more
me a little
time
bit about that? Rude Music Group. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
about how I grew musically.
No, Rude Music Group, the
Oh,
label.
Rude Music Group, my bad.
Yeah, yeah.
Rude, that's me. That's my gang. That's the homies. That's from the branch. That's from the block. Like all my homies. If you ever seen them in my music videos, they rude. You know what I'm saying? That's the homies. Like this ain't no gang bang shit. This ain't no motherfucking like this. The you know what I'm saying? Is originally Rude Money Gang, but you know what I'm saying? We ain't doing no crash out young nigga shit. You know, we more on some. You know what I'm saying? Taking care of our people, taking care of our families, building our community. You know what I'm saying? But we to put it out, it's Rude Music Group, so we still rude. But yeah, that's what that is, bro. So that's something I mean a lot to me. You know, I had that since we was 8. You know what I'm saying? We was 8 years old, kids in the park. Like so, that's something you feel me forever. That's gonna stick with us.
Got you, got you, got you. That's dope. That's dope. So when it comes to music, what do you feel you stand out when it comes to your music and other rappers? You know what I'm saying? What do you feel you stand out as an artist?
When you hear me, you be like, damn, who is that? Like I sound like a developed artist already. I don't sound like I'm trying to sound like something. When you hear me, you like, okay, I'm trying to go to that catalog right there. You got a nice ring on it and it's authentic. You know, you can tell I'm from the South, you feel me? But even though I'm from the South, bro, I got bars. I'm really, I got an East Coast backpack. I come up from a lot of East Coast rappers, bro. I come up off of Cassidy, you know what I'm saying? I come up off of goddamn Big L. I come up off of Meek. I come up off of goddamn, you feel me, niggas who really spit, you understand? So it's like, that's really my bag. The South Side, you know what I'm saying? Because I grew up down here. I know the lingo. I kind of know the swag of how South Side people will receive it. So that's how when I mesh those two together, you feel me? You come up with my sound.
So how do you feel you're going to impact hip hop once everybody is aware of Casho? How do you think you're going to make an impact on hip hop once you reach the heights that you want to reach to in this game?
I wanna make the impact of bringing my people together. You know, even though we make the type of music we make, if you put your message in it to where the youngins can receive it and make it like, I just want to bring the blacks together. You feel me? That's really my whole thing is bringing the community together, bro. However we can do it. That's pretty much how I want to impact hip hop back to how it used to be, to where it wasn't just a negative message. We wasn't just talking about the struggle all day. We could talk about We could talk about whatever we want to talk about, bro, but it ain't degrading just us, you know?
Right.
Like, if we're gonna do something, make it better, because you got kids listening, bro. You got, if the kids is listening to the bullshit, they gonna grow up like us. Why the kids gotta struggle? You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be making them better than us, even if they ain't your kid. So it's like, I'm on some community type, you feel me?
So talking about that, the state of hip hop and what is it, and the state that is in now, like you say, it's a lot of people out here. You know what I'm saying? Like you say, you ain't in no gang. You know what I'm saying? But it's a lot of people who are gang affiliated and they just doing crash out moves. So how you gonna move different? You know what I'm saying? Knowing that you got your people with you. You know what I'm saying? And you bringing your people up. How would you move differently? And what advice would you give to artists coming up with all this federal stuff going on right now?
For sure, everything don't got to be recorded. I think that's number one.
Mm.
Everything don't have to be televised. You don't have to tell everybody everything. Um, and then again, it's gonna come back full circle. Like, everybody sticking together, bro. If we supposed to be what we, a community, and you got my back, I got your back. It shouldn't be no way somebody should be going without. It shouldn't be no way somebody should be failing. And if you teaching the same message that I'm teaching to the young ones, ain't no way that they should be growing up failing and not receiving the message that they growing up looking at they examples, which is us moving correctly. You know what I'm saying? Like, the way we move, you know what I'm saying? We talking about moving, like, as far as going to different neighborhoods or different cities or different states and things like that. Like, I think it's just more of a security tip, bro. Don't be in nobody's business and mind your business, you know? Trouble gonna follow you if you're looking for it. I ain't gonna lie to you. If you're looking for it, you're gonna find it, or it's gonna find you.
So with the name Casho, what do you feel we're missing in the black community when it comes to financial literacy and stuff like that? By you being someone aware of the importance of money and investing and investing in yourself, your brand, building your brand, you know what I'm saying, and trying to impact the community in different ways. How important do you feel it is for us to have financial literacy as a black community? You know what I'm saying, and to invest in ourselves and in businesses and stuff like that.
That's a good question. I think first you gotta have an example. You gotta have an example first. You gotta see blacks with money. You know, you gotta see what they doing and how they moving to know what it look like.
Right.
Um, a lot of us ain't in the same neighborhoods that we grew up in. When we get the money, we move out. So it's like, I bet our example is gone. You know, if one of us become a doctor, if we become a good job, or if we come sufficient ourselves, we gonna move. You know what I'm saying? Because we want the big highs. We want nice stuff. I feel like,
And that's something very impactful what you're saying too. For sure.
yeah, I feel like
Yo, we're lovely people. This is your boy Mr. the Grammy Boy, and it's about Golden Money Team Marketing. So anything concerning your music, your entertainment, your promotion, I think they are the one to run to. Golden Money Team Marketing. So I trust you. Everybody trust them too. For life.
we don't read enough financial literacy. We don't read enough about the money. Once we get the money, it's always something to do with it. You know what I'm saying? As soon as you get money, you always got something to do with it. Even if you want to keep moving like that, at least read up on how to make it work for you, the money itself, not just your plan. Because you'll make a plan and just work your plan, but money not coming in. So you got to make sure the money is working for you. I feel like we don't have that type of knowledge, you know. Um, I feel like we could take the time out to learn the fun stuff that we do. You'll be able to figure out how to, make that money work for you and how to stack it, how to flip it, however you want to say it. It's the same thing to me, bro. As long as the money working for you.
And something that you said that stood out is we have to stay, and build up our communities instead of leaving out. But one thing that is said, especially, you know what I'm saying, by a lot of people is when you in the hood and you from a city, people that are from your city, them be the first ones that want to take you out. Like, look at Nipsey Hussle and a lot of rappers that was there for the community, and it's a lot of jealousy. So for someone that will stay, you know what I'm saying, and build up the community, what do we have to do so that won't be us, so we won't be in that predicament, same predicament as Nipsey? Like, do we need more security around ourselves? Like,
You could say that. You
even though
could
we
say
out
the
here,
most.
do we have to
You
be
could
more
say more
militant?
security. I would say, yeah, you got to be the security, bro. You got to make sure the whole neighborhood is. You got to take care of the neighborhood. You got to take care of the neighborhood. That way you could run into the problems, or the problems gonna come to you. Or who is that? Or they just came in here. Who is that? Like, but everybody's on the same thing. Like, hold on, now, like we don't move like that. You got to make sure you check that. You ain't gotta always be violent first, But
Right.
I feel like
Because if you look at Young Dolph, he was giving turkeys out that day, and
facts.
they picked the date, and if he would have had the security like he's supposed to, things would be stopped. So even though we stand in the hood, I think that we need to make sure we on point. We can't too be lackadaisical. You know what I'm saying?
Not
Like,
going nowhere
we get
alone.
too right, right. We got to move militant. Even though we in the hood, we got to still be aware of what's around us and our surroundings,
Exactly.
because it's a lot of jealousy, and you never know who want to take you out.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
I think if you
It could be
moving,
that person in the middle
you
school.
gotta think
Right. Go ahead
people are
on.
hungry. If you know what I'm saying, if you moving with money, bro, I don't want to work today. I know you got. I'm finna make a real big situation where I know you don't want to lose none of it. You know what I'm saying? You gonna come up off it easy. Don't even put yourself in that type of situation. Um,
Right.
yeah, bro, you gotta move correctly, bro. You shouldn't be going nowhere alone anyway. Why would you even have? I'm gonna have a gun on me, and why would you even do that, bro? Just get the extra security, bro. You gotta watch off these blocks. The whole block should be taken care of. You feel me?
Right.
Like you bringing money, you taking care of this neighborhood. It's like this for a reason. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
yeah.
Understood. Understood. So, for all my guests that come on, I like to ask this question. You know what I'm saying? Because we are dealing with the music industry, and in the music industry, you're dealing with money, and sometimes people morals go out the way when it comes to that. So, what do you value more in life, morals or money, and why?
It's certain stuff I want to do for money, so I guess it's the morals. Like I'm a certain type of guy. I'm broke. If you know what I'm saying, I would still do music if I was broke. Like so, a certain opportunity won't make me do stuff that I don't do. You know.
And another question that I like to ask my guests that come on, all my guests that come on, what comes first, money, power, or respect, and explain why in each order.
That's tricky, man. It's a different time. These people nowadays is respecting money, but when I came up, it was different. It was kind of like you respect. When I came up, you respect the power. Who it was with the power, because whoever was with the power meant that that's the one with the respect. Um, so kind of yeah. I'm gonna say I respect the power, the one who actually got to say so. Just because you got the money don't mean you the one with the say so. You just a good hustler. You know, when we commend that. you know,
Right.
um,
So you'll
but
say power first,
I'm
so
gonna say
respect.
power first over respect. If
Why?
I got power, I got
How's
respect.
that?
Yeah. If I got
Break
the
that
power,
down.
that's the reason I got the power. Because all
Right.
of y'all respect me. That y'all respect my word. I gotta say so. I don't need no money
Right.
to do whatever to do with the money got. I could do the same thing without the money because I got the power.
Mm, that's a good analogy. That's a good way to look at things. So, by you being from Texas, let me get your top 5 artists from Texas.
Sauce, gotta go with Sauce Walk. Gotta go with Sauce Walk. And this ain't even no order, but he's still number one. And then after that, Texas artist, I'm gonna go. Man, I gotta go propane, bro. Propane, yeah, for sure. For sure.
So,
I like
Sauce
propane.
and
Me
Cocaine.
too. And then I'm gonna go row. I gotta go zero, bro. Zero forever player. You can't never forget about zero.
Legend. Zero.
Yeah.
I used to listen
And
to Zero coming up.
to be honest, as a new artist, I like Young Row. I still like Young Row, bro. Young Row, and he from out the west too. I like Young Row. And lastly, I'm gonna say OTB Fast Line. That's my five.
Mm.
That's my five.
So, besides your top five in Texas, so what would be your top five in hip hop from then to now, in hip hop in general?
Wayne, Gates, Wiz Khalifa, um, damn, um,
Wayne, Gates, Wiz Khalifa.
Gates, Wayne, Wiz Khalifa, uh, fuck, Kendrick, um,
Come on.
uh, my last
Wayne,
one, gang.
Gates,
I'm gonna have to go goddamn
Wiz
hip
Khalifa.
hop. I'm gonna have to go. Shit, that's
All time.
hard.
One more. Hard what? Young
Nah,
Thug.
I ain't even gonna go that far back. I'm gonna go goddamn like I probably go goddamn shit. That's hard because I don't be missing up with some shit. I listen to a lot of shit. Damn, my
Yeah.
last one. I got Wayne. I got Gates. I
You
got
gotta
Wiz.
get somebody from the East Coast then.
Cause I was gonna say Cassidy. I was gonna say Meek. I was gonna say all these niggas. You
Yeah.
feel?
So
But if
we'll
I said like
put Cassidy and Meek at number five then. We'll just put both of them at number
yeah,
five.
both of them and number five, man. Bought them up, man. Cassidy and Meek, man. Both
So
of them.
your number one, who you say your number one was again?
Wayne.
Wayne. Then we had at number two, who that was?
Gates.
Gates. And what you said? Wayne Gates.
Wayne Gates. Wiz.
Yeah, Wiz.
Yeah, and then Meek and Cat. Meek and Cassie.
Okay. That's a nice one. That's a nice
Yeah.
one. That's outside the box. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? So get off topic a little bit. Sauce Walker, he from your area. What do you feel about what happened to Sauce Walker and this artist? You know, Sauce Walker got shot in the
Yeah.
leg, and one of his artists got killed. What do you feel about that situation? Because it's a lot of speculation around it. What's your input on that? And do you feel that they should have even went back to Tennessee? You know what I'm saying, to his hometown, his artist's hometown. How do you feel about that situation?
Um,
Like, would you go
um
back somewhere where you know people want to kill you?
yeah, nah, you don't move like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? RP to his artist. Yeah, nah, I don't move. I don't move like that. I don't want to say you don't move like that. I don't move like that.
Right.
I ain't on no scary. Like if a nigga say I can't go nowhere now, we gonna go. We pulling up. You just ain't gonna know we there. You know what I'm saying? And if we need to, you feel me? However we gonna move, that's how we gonna move, bro. But we gonna make sure we making it back home, bro. I don't put myself in those situations where the outcome could possibly. Nah, bro. We need to make sure we controlling. You got to be. Everything is calculated, bro. Every move is calculated. The way we move, like you gotta make sure you for sure knowing when
From
you
the
getting home.
reports, they were saying that they had security at first, but after they left the club, they didn't have no security. You know what I'm saying?
I bought
So you know,
FaceTime with folks. I bought FaceTime with folks when we move. And I'm talking all that like, bet yeah, you got to be on point like that. I'm not. Nobody can handle my security with me. I need to be in charge.
right,
You know
right,
what I'm saying? I need to be that involved. You know, whoever I'm paying, I'm making sure I'm giving you money in your face. You know me. We have a type of relationship where you know what I'm saying. Whatever going on, bro, we calling. I'm calling you, bro. Like. I'm not
right.
leaving it in the hands of he's just supposed to be there and all that. Nah, bro, he there for sure. Dealing with me. That ain't going down outside.
Right. I hear him. So what you feel about Mo3, another artist from Texas, man? That was something that was major. Mo3, he got gunned down on the highway. Um, like another situation with somebody lacking. You know what I'm
He was by
saying?
himself.
No security. He was by himself. You know what I'm
We
saying? I
talking
guess he
about
was leaving somewhere.
RP Mo 3. What we talking about? You was by yourself. You worth millions. You by yourself.
Right,
What we talking about?
right.
What we talking about?
So
I'm not putting it in the hands of. I'm not putting it in the hands of man. And I ride with my. You feel me? But I'm not putting it in the hands of this situation could possibly go like this or sliding around and I'm worth such and such and what? Nah, I got somebody in such and such car on side of me. He just don't know. Hey, that nigga trailing me? How long you been? You gonna handle that? I'm finna. You feel me? Like
right.
you worth what? You riding by yourself? Nah, I don't
And the
do that.
reason I'm pointing that out is no matter how much money you got, we have to move militant once we on that level
You on that level,
at
bro?
all times.
What we talking
Because
about? What?
yeah, you gotta move militant at all times.
People
For all you artists,
just
once you
want to
get
be
to the
street.
bag,
A lot of people want to be. I'm still riding through the hood myself. Ooh.
exactly.
What?
Anybody can be touched. If they can shoot at Donald Trump and get at Donald Trump, and it's the president, it's the most powerfulest man on the world. You know they can get you. You feel me? If they really
They
want you, you feel me?
hungry, bro. They hungry, bro. They gonna come get it.
And I know people that say, I don't need no security. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna live life how I live it. When it's your time, it's your time. But you can rush that time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It don't gotta be that time because look at 50 Cent. Look how he moved. He moved militant. You know what I'm
Talking
saying?
about.
Security beefed up.
He know
You know what I'm saying? So
into the crib. You know what I'm saying? Like he
that
know for sure. He on the phone. Where y'all at? Y'all out there? All right, man. Who we going?
bulletproof
Send
vehicles, all that.
all
So,
that.
by
Multiple,
you
bro.
being from the streets,
Move like that,
I
bro.
like your input on what's going on. Right. So by you being from the streets, I like your input on what's going on with Lil Durk and the Lil Durk situation. What you feel about that? How the feds came down on him with not even that much evidence,
Hey y'all, it's Ari Music here. Listen, if you're looking for any marketing, any promotional tools, things of that sort to give you that extra little push that you need, make sure you hit up Golden Money Team Marketing for all the things that you need. See y'all soon.
Yeah, a lot
But
of they did their footwork, bro. They got goddamn credit card receipts. They got goddamn text messages of what he said. They got evidence, bro. That's a lot when you think about it, nigga. The police could get this evidence, nigga, that I said this, nigga, and it actually match up to my phone. Oh man, come on, you going down, bro. Yeah, bro. You gotta be clean, bro. That type of stuff is to be talked out your mouth if you doing that, with no phones around, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's supposed to be a conversation y'all have. You don't say that over no phone. Um, but I just feel like, yeah, bro, like situations make people do stuff. Like I said in the beginning, bro. Some people probably don't even really be like that. A situation be making them be or making them react a certain way because of an embarrassing tag. I don't want to be embarrassed, you know. So that I feel like that kind of play the most part in a lot of situations where people do stuff, and then they just be having to deal with the consequences.
so what do you feel about what's going on? I don't know if you're familiar with what's going on in Cali, with the Rolling 60s with Big U, Brick Baby, Loose Cannon. All them boys got indicted,
Yeah,
and you know, a lot of people feel like by them saying things, on the internet, especially cases that are not closed that you ain't do time for. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? That could still be that you can still be charged with. What do you feel about people talking about things that they can still be charged with that are cases that are not closed,
Yeah,
that they wasn't convicted?
you ain't supposed to be
What
talking
do you
about
feel
that.
about that?
You supposed to be avoiding these type of situations, bro. You ain't. I don't know, bro. Like I said, when is you getting home, bro? You always supposed to try to figure out when you getting back to your crib, my nigga. That mean keep yourself clean and keep yourself out of situations. Don't even speak of certain situations that possibly get. You know what I'm saying? Keep your. You know what I'm saying? Get your face in some shit. I don't feel like people look at the big picture, bro. I feel like it'd be simple to me. I don't feel like people look at the big picture of you know what I'm saying, responsibilities, bro. If they even got responsibilities. For somebody who really got shit going on and people who really taking care of stuff, and if I go away, bro, these people finna they going without. And for people who not taking care of situations like that, they can move and say things loosely, you know, because they ain't really got nobody depending on them like that, you know. So I feel like, you know, and even these people who do got people depending on them and they still move like that, those people that's probably in the light. So they still, you know, it's not even them that's getting themselves dirty. They gang, they are part of something that's different that's getting themselves in the situation. So when you're a part of the gang in that state, in that city, yeah, bro, everything is double. Everything is triple. Y'all got a spotlight on y'all, you know?
And I like what you said earlier. That's why you move solo. You do things by yourself. You don't need a crowd. And when you move with a crowd, you know what I'm saying? Even if you're in the gang, that don't mean you got to be doing everything with the gang to be participating in it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where you're born and raised. But you can be solo. You know what I'm saying? Because anybody, you never know who's an agent. You never know who working with these people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You never know what a person's going to do until they in that situation. Even if they say they'll be stand up, you're not in that. Even if you were standing up, a stand up dude before, that don't mean you're gonna be a stand up dude at 50. And you might not want to do that time. You know what I'm saying? You might not be a stand up dude at 30.
Got nothing to
So
do with
you never know what
you
somebody gonna
part
do
of it.
until they in that situation. Right.
Thanks.
You know what I'm saying? We got to be aware. So what advice would you give to these youngers out here in the street, you know what I'm saying, on how to move and how to maneuver out on these streets and how to stay out the way? Like, what
Get hard.
advice would you give them being a solid street nigga out here?
I don't want to tell him to be a solid street nigga, brother. I wouldn't even tell him. I was telling you for real, bro. I don't want to tell you to be a street nothing, fam. Go be different, fam. That's what I said in the beginning, though. You know what I'm saying?
Facts,
You don't want to do that.
facts.
I know certain people come from certain situations, and you just can't change that. You know what I'm saying? He gonna be what he gonna be. So
You
if that's
talking
the
to them.
situation,
So
yeah,
somebody that's in that situation, that's in the streets, that's in that situation, don't
yeah.
have nothing else to look to. You know, they in the streets, you know, because I was in that situation, you know what I'm saying? I wish I would have thought different. What advice would you give to that youngin that's out there in the situation, you know what I'm saying? He out there in the streets, he got to fend for himself, you know what I'm saying? What advice would you give him? Why,
I'm gonna give
because
him.
he thinking the streets the only way. What advice would you give him?
I'm gonna give him the advice that I want somebody to. I'm gonna tell him. I'm gonna tell him. Learn how to not let words get to you first. The first thing I'm gonna tell you, you let niggas say whatever they want to say and don't say nothing about it. He ain't put his hands on you if he ain't, you know what I'm saying? But you gotta really break that down, cause everybody parents tell them that, but they don't really. If a nigga say something, it don't matter, bro. Let him say it, bro. That nigga's mad. Secondly, I tell him break the money, clean if you can, and if you can't do it clean, make sure if you're doing it dirty, you don't do a lot of it. I would tell him move by yourself. Whatever you're doing, you can do it by yourself. Whatever it is, you can do it by yourself. You might need some people when you get, you know what I'm saying, when you get to where you're going, but starting up, whatever it is, do it by yourself, because when you win by yourself. You know what I'm saying? So I tell them that. Um, I tell them if you got any woman that's in your family, like your mama or your sister, you make sure you take care of them. You know what I'm saying? You make sure they safe. You feel me? You gotta take care of the women. You take care of your children. Um, yeah, those are the main things I tell them. Those are the main things I tell them. You gotta stay protected. You know what I'm
You stay
saying? You
out the
keep. You know
way.
what I'm saying?
Protect yourself, protect your family.
Yeah.
Do something legit, do that. You know what I'm saying? Get out the streets if you can. If you can't,
You feel
just don't be out there like that. You feel
you
me?
because
You
it
know,
ain't no
go be
reason,
great.
bro. A lot of niggas be in the streets. But see, and they don't even got to be in them right now. Like, damn, you don't got to
Right.
be out there, bro. You could really be doing something. You could be selling these dudes something, not no drugs or anything. You could be selling them anything, bro. T-shirts, anything, dog. And you could be making you some money. And people overlook the small thought because they think
Right.
somebody gonna talk about them about it. And it's like you rather be broke than thinking a nigga gonna talk about you for you trying to get your hustle on.
What? And just thinking on what you said, another thing that these youngins could do, something that I wish I would have did that I didn't have the mindset to do, seek help. You know, you got guidance counselors and people and the teachers, you feel me? Let somebody know what's going on. Let a person know your situation. You don't have to take on everything by yourself. Like if you ain't got nobody to go to in your family, you might have to go to somebody outside your family that's in a positive role and in a situation, seek help.
You know,
And they probably help you. You know
if
what I'm saying?
and
Don't take life on by yourself.
yeah, I've been saying they understand in the situation and they know, and you feel like they upstanding. You know, they gonna make sure you good or tell you something at least to protect yourself. Hell yeah, you tell them.
Right.
Hell
Right.
yeah,
Because a lot of these youngins, they get around these older cats and they try to take advantage of these youngins. You know what I'm saying?
They-
And they lead them in the wrong direction. They lead them astray. And we got to make sure that you have the mindset to overcome these things because there's going to be a lot of temptation out here to do wrong. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to doing right, that's the hardest thing to do. And once you get older, you're going to see the only way is the right way
yeah,
because you only could do the wrong way for so long
yeah,
before you get in the wrong predicament in the wrong situation. But when you're doing right things the
I,
right way, it's going to put you in the right predicament and in the right situation. So,
exactly.
you're going to come to that realization. The older you get, you're going to be like, damn, if I had the mindset and if I was doing it this way, I would have came out better. You know what I'm saying?
It's
So
just
sometimes we have to learn from our mistakes.
yeah. That environment matter. You know what I'm saying? The environment that you want to be in ain't the environment that's gonna make you thrive how you supposed to be. You always so talented than the people that you be around. And you don't need to be around them certain people, bro. You need to up your environment, bro. You gotta get better places and get better results.
So most definitely love how this interview going. So I'm about to wrap it up though. So where can people actually find your music and find you on social media? If someone was trying to find you on social media, what social media outlets are you on, and what is your handles on social media?
Everywhere music is sold, bro. Spotify, Apple, Tidal, SoundCloud, Pandora, everywhere, bro. These are my music on there. Just type in Casho, bro. You gonna see my face for sure. Just straight Casho. YouTube, you type in Casho, you can see me. I got a bunch of videos on there. Um, I think this second half of the year, around like July-ish, I'm gonna start just dropping. I'm gonna just start dropping back my singles. I wanted to do singles with the videos, but I'm gonna just do the singles because the videos take a long time to get edited and stuff. And I know a
But
lot
see,
of people been waiting for the music.
content. You can shoot short form content. You just
Say it
shoot
again.
You can shoot short form content. You don't
Yeah,
have to even do a video. You just do short content. 30 seconds, hook, verse, done.
yeah.
Different scenarios, different spots. That's what people want. And you can do a quick edit on it yourself.
Mhm.
You can shoot
Yeah, I'm
that
gonna get
off
on
your
that, bro.
phone.
I be wanting to get that video out though. I know the video just give a different feel, a different vibe. Like I just dropped that one video,
You
that
get the
brand new
same.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But people want short form content because the attention span
yeah,
on a post is 5 seconds. You know what I'm saying? So you got to capture them in the first 5 seconds. So especially if you got a nice hook,
yeah.
and then it's 30 seconds, they can stand and watch 30 seconds. Then they gonna click on your link on your bio, man. Then they go ahead on and subscribe to the music. Then you can run ads on it, and you convert people to your Spotify or your Deezer or your YouTube or however you want to convert people. You're gonna have to invest in yourself for sure. You know what I'm saying? So, what new projects do you have coming out that we should expect as
Uh,
fans?
so I haven't decided if I wanted to drop an actual project or just do them as singles, right?
Right, right, right.
I actually was thinking like, cause I got 14 songs, right? So all 14, I got 14 I want to drop for sure. Um, but like I feel like you get a lot more out of the singles. You know what I'm saying? And you can drop your singles like week after week or every 2 weeks after 2 weeks. You get a lot more engagement. You get a lot more than just keep posting the same tape. My tapes is fire though. I ain't gonna cap. I ain't gonna lie. I feel like my tapes busting, bro. But I mean, and look, a lot of people
That's
ask
some
for it.
good music.
They be like, bro, just drop the whole fuck all that. Just drop the tape. So I think I'm gonna just drop the tape, and then I'm gonna still push some singles out.
Stop playing. Yes, it's D Black. But check this out. You want to be fresh, hot, cool like D Black? Well, I suggest you work with Golden Money Team Marketing. They'll put you out, they'll keep you out, and they'll keep the ball rolling. All you need to do is hit that link somewhere around here. Stop playing.
Hustler. Keep the mind of a hustler, hustler. 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 Mind of a hustler.